Welcome to the 8th episode of our leadership and people management series. In this series, we are going to be looking at building a high performing team. The greatest asset of any entrepreneur or any enterprise or any organization for that matter is having a high performing team, because the goal of every organization is to achieve its corporate objectives, and it is the performance of the individual staffs that culminates to achieve that organizational goal. And so it is important that as an entrepreneur, as a manager, as a team leader, you want to ensure that every person, every employee under your watch is putting in their best. And having competent people does not immediately translate into having a competent and a high-performing team. You can have competent staff, but the organization, the team will not still be a top-performing team. Because building a top performing team is not first about the capacity and the capabilities of the people involved. Of course, in your recruitment process, you make competence and qualification a matter of priority, right? So you make sure that everybody you put in your team, is somebody that is qualified, somebody that has the capacity to perform. But whether the person performs optimally or not doesn't depend on the capacity of the person again. It now depends on the work environment and the few other things that we are going to discuss in this video. So what does a high-performing team looks like? A high-performing team is a team that is made up of people who are conscious about their performance, they are conscious about their expectations, and they are very, very deliberate about ensuring that they are able to match their actual performance with the expected performance. They're able to notice by themselves the gap between their performance and the required performance. And they're also very, very conscious about how their performance now imparts their career progression or their career perspective. And they're also conscious of the fact that their underperformance does not just hurt the organization, but that it also hurts them. Now, how do you get a bunch of people together to come and help you achieve an objective to which is not their personal objective, makes it their personal objective, and get them to do it as if they are doing themselves a service without thinking that they are exchanging their time for the money you pay in form of salary or in form of bonus. Now, to do that, there are a series of things that you need to do. Number one is creating a shared vision. A shared vision comes from getting them to understand what it is the organization is trying to achieve and how it concerns them personally. They need to understand how helping the organization achieve its objectives help them. Because whether you like it or not, every individual is selfish by nature. People are more committed to a cause when they understand how it impacts them as individuals. Now, especially for startup entrepreneurs who are just putting together their first set of team, or for medium-sized entrepreneurs that do not have the industry reputation that people are gravitating towards, if you are just trying to put together your team, you need to be able to create a shared vision. Now, reputable organizations are, through a strong brand, have been able to create a shared vision, and people are looking up to it. People are aspiring to work with them. People are struggling to work with them. But if you are a medium-sized enterprise, you are just a growing a startup entrepreneur who is trying to put your team together, it is very, very important for you to create that shared vision and make people see how achieving that vision fulfills a personal ambition for them. Number two is clarity. Every team member must understand three things. Number one, their responsibilities. Number two, their authority. And number three, their accountability metrics. Thirdly, If you want to have a high-performing team, you must create a trust system. A trust system is a system that creates a space for collaboration, openness, and innovation. This is important because without trust, people hide their mistakes. So you must create a system where people are able to admit to their own mistake, where people are able to come forward and say, I made this mistake, I made the other mistake. Uh, that environment needs to be open. It needs to be collaborative so that people knows that it is in their best interest to communicate their own mistakes. Then fourth is effective communication mechanism. You must put in place and ensure that within your workplace there is a clear, frequent, and respecting communication system. A communication system where people are respected, information is provided frequently and efficiently. The next is continuous improvement. You must value and prioritize improvement in your organization. You must structure your organization, your workforce, and your team in such a way that you people prioritize improvement. For example, if you are leading a team, every day when you return to work, what you must do first is to identify the mistakes from yesterday, recognize the mistakes from yesterday, and come up with an improvement mechanism so that today the same mistakes does not repeat itself. In that way, you have created a system whereby people are committed to ensuring that they get to do things better than they did it yesterday. And this is something that should happen on a daily basis if you are leading a team on a project. If you are in a workplace and you are managing people in the workplace, you also need to create a daily improvement system where people understand that on a daily basis they have to ensure that they avoid the mistakes of yesterday. And this does not just depend on them, it also depends on the organization providing the resources. For example, if an employee was lacking a particular tool yesterday, he comes to work this morning and then the tool is right there sitting on his desk. You will be happy because the same mistake he made for lacking that particular tool can no longer be repeated today again because the tool have been provided. Lastly, in order to create a high-performing team, there must be a strong leadership. We've mentioned in earlier episodes of this series that leadership is very, very important to every organization because leadership focuses on people. And in every organization, the people wants to know that their work is not just the priority, but they themselves, their personality, their career development, their personal affairs is also a priority, and that the organization truly cares about them. Don't forget, creating a high-performing team is not something that happens accidentally. It's something that you have to create intentionally by creating a work environment that prioritizes trust, respect, collaboration, accountability, commitment, innovation, and shared purpose. Thank you very much for watching this video. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next episode.